eyes, duping us, stealing the wealth out from under our noses, and just allowing enough people, a critical mass, to think that it's working to their benefit to go along with the program. Hey, God, we're in a lot of trouble. I'm so scared of what it's going to take, but I just want the worm at all costs. I want the worm to turn. I don't want a bloody revolution. I want it to be peaceful. But for God's sake, folks, for humanity's sake, we've got to turn this ship around. This ship of fools careening to destruction. This worm has got to turn. And the sooner the better, because it's getting late in the game. And there's going to be a lot of serious ramifications, implications, a lot of trauma involved. And when the levee finally breaks, because it's just building it up more and more. No, we can get more water in that dam. We can keep filling it up more and more. More water can flow through that river. And then eventually it just gushes out. You understand? And it's only the good, decent, upright people that are holding their fingers in the dike and keeping the thing from busting. But eventually they're going to be overwhelmed by the evil in this world that keep pushing and pushing. A higher cost of living tax. The only solution is cost of living inflation. Everywhere you look, this is the only solution. And you're on your own. It's dog eat dog. It's a rat race. Get with the program. It's social Darwinism. Get cutthroat, man. Get aggressive. Get crazy. You're smarter, you're stronger, you can do it. If I did it, you can do it. Anyone can do it. That's right. That's what we're supposed to do, is just conform, comply, capitulate, acquiesce with the status quo establishmentarian beast system. And God, it's horrible, man. I'm in so much pain. God, I want it to stop. God, I want it to turn around. God, I want his will to be done on earth. And my faith is shaken every day, and I need to cling to the truths that are offered that know it's going to turn around. It's promised it's going to turn around. So I want to encourage and comfort anybody out there who feels like me, who is just dying, starving to death, hungering and thirsting for righteousness to be the rule of the day on the earth. I'm with you, friends. God knows, man. I so want this thing to turn around for the people that need it to turn around for them the most. The people that are literally dying out on the streets tonight. Okay? We need to bind this wound on the collective body of humanity where it's hemorrhaging. And that's who I'm talking about. We're literally neglecting Jesus Christ when he said, I am the least of men. And look at how we're treating them. It's horrible. It's putting a curse on all of us. There's a huge curse. We got nothing to look forward to but wrath. That's all we deserve. That's all we deserve. I mean, sure, God can protect a few handful that are really devoted to him and to humanity, that whose hearts are pure in the prayers of a righteous man. True, they availeth much, but there's a cutoff point. There's a point where you just gotta, try to snatch them from the flames, but at some point you got to give up. You got this mercy mixed with fear attitude toward these evildoers. And you're going to hold your hand out to the bitter end, but when the chips are down and God says, no, you got to decide now which side of this thing you're on, where you're going from here. And only we can decide that for ourselves. They're critical issues for all of us to contemplate, to ruminate on, is where are we going from here? Am I going to be found worthy and deserving? Is my heart pure? How do I feel? Have I confessed that I love money? How can I be forgiven for loving money if I don't confess it? God already knows you love money. We all love money. Only a liar would say they don't love money. But anybody that claims to be a righteous person, that doesn't confess they love money, that also hates money, rather, they're lying to you too. They're not a righteous person, because a righteous person hates money because of the horror that it has wreaked upon humanity for thousands of years. It's horrible. People killing each other for a few bucks. This is the reality. God's watching this. It goes beyond description in terms of a horror movie. It's just, this is what we're still entrenched in, this horror movie. We're still engaged in it. We're still imbibing in it day after day. And we're still descending into hell. The ship of fools gets closer and closer to careening to hopelessness. No, you know, it's never coming back from the abyss, and we've got to jump off. At least in our hearts and minds, we got to say, no, I'm not going that place. I want to be in a world without money. I want to be in a world without anybody else that wants money. Okay, that's where we've got to go. That's where we want to go when we're in our right minds. We want to be in God's protection. We want to be happy. We want to be with like-minded people that really get it, what it's going to take to be truly happy. Because happiness involves a lot of different ingredients, components, and facets. Okay? And certainly, money, it just detracts from all of those. Okay? It's the biggest fly in the ointment, this whole mix of being truly happy. To determine if a man is truly in love with a particular woman, if he would rather have her than all the wealth in the world, ask him if he would rather have all the wealth in the world or her. And that is the litmus test. That is the criteria. And if he takes more than a fraction of a millisecond to answer, he's not really in love. Many say, use it or lose it. And in many senses, this makes sense. Perhaps this is true of memory loss and those that are either experiencing memory loss due to old age, dementia, or Alzheimer's, or are concerned about memory loss. Perhaps you should try remembering stuff from your past. Take the bad with the good, the whole package of human relations that you've experienced in your life. Yeah, use your memory. When we consider our flaws, both physical and otherwise, typically we hate them. But I suggest that it is our flaws which keep us humble. And humility is the most beautiful attribute we can ever possess. That beauty manifests itself inside and out. That sort of beauty manifests itself inside and out. We're all flawed. Yeah, I mean, it's even like you like a really certain design of a car, let's say. But still, you get that car, and after a while, you find flaws with it, right? So it's just like that with ourselves. I mean, we're always going to find some flaw. We didn't create ourselves. God created us. And so there's certain things that, it's just like a car. It was the engineers that designed it. So you get over it. You say, well, happy with 90% of it. That's enough. So be happy with 90% of who you are, what you are. If you think it's your body, that's flawed, hey, nobody gets everything they want. Everybody thinks they're flawed in some ways. Guys, the reason I say the female always wins regarding broad social conflict situations is, for one thing, we all know that's true. And for another thing, our godly intuition tells us that normal, quote normal, decent men in their right mind, in their right godly minds, wouldn't have it any other way. That's right. Men love women being the boss. When it comes to the opposite sex, I've always found conceit to be a big fat turnoff. Conceit reveals itself in sundry manners. Such I have steadfastly determined that what really turns me on in a female is the opposite of conceit, which is humility, a very demure quality. Hands down, there is nothing in all creation more beautiful than a love-filled lady emanating godly. Man, I find that to be true. I guess that's one reason why I never liked women shaving all their body hair. Or, come on. You improve on what God made, or these belly button rings. I don't know. To each his own, but for me, you can't improve on the beauty of a natural woman's beauty. They're God's finest creatures. They're all beautiful. If they look healthy, if a woman looks healthy, age doesn't matter, nothing else. Her physical characteristics. I mean, just being healthy is beautiful in a woman. That's it, man. End of the story. There's no ugly women out there. There's no undesirable women out there. Unhealthy, maybe, and that might make them unattractive. I personally don't need anyone to intimidate me to keep me seeking the straight and narrow path. I'm quite good at intimidating myself. Yeah, I'm intimidated by my own